Past the
Runway.
please.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to Past the Runway. My name is Flechr,
And my name is Pauli.
and Past the Runway is now 50% protected from COVID-19.
That's right. We finally got that shot in, and I thought it was going to do me in, but as you can hear, see, I'm still here. We're still going, other than a mild cough, which may make a cameo appearance a couple times, but just bear with it.
We'll be 75% protected on our next episode because I'm getting jab number 1 this weekend. So,
Well, good luck with that. Jab number 1 was, I think the kids call it cake. Actually, it was not bad at all.
dude, I caked it.
Yeah, you understand.
Well, not much in terms of pleasantries today. This is the shortest script we've ever had for an episode, but there's a 5-letter word later in the script that will probably take up a decent chunk of time just by itself. So don't need much length on the script.
No, I mean, the good thing is, so as you know, but most of them may not know, I moved recently, so it took the weekend off, well, 1 weekend off, so I could move and get settled in and get the internet hooked up, and then the past weekend was like I should record, and then I got the vaccine, and I was dying, so I was like, well, there's no way I can record. So, but now we're here, and the good thing is it's been pretty quiet and boring, and nothing's really happened.
Yes,
right?
exactly. This was the perfect time to take like a 2-week break from our normal 2-week gap, taking nearly a month off.
Yeah,
Perfect timing. Could not have been better.
It's always a good time to go on vacation when there's nothing happening. So
Absolutely.
The kings of timing, they call us.
Yeah. we have been known as such in the past. Speaking of in the past, we've got some elite history trivia.
Mm-hmm. So let me hit you with this one real quick. So we all know the DDR world record that is Defection 5, right?
Yes.
We all know this one, but your question is, who's the last person to get 6 as a record?
Well, knowing how long it's been now since Elu untied 5, who was even playing back then? That was 2010 or so. That feels like a very dead era in elite history, kind of before the Twitch renaissance and after the madness of the mid 2000s.
Yeah. What's so tough about it is the majority of the people that likely will hear this, they weren't even around in 2010 when it happened. Is true. So that makes it even more tricky to figure out.
Could be. There's so many people. So many people have 6. I have to throw out a guess. I'm gonna say this might be totally wrong window of time. I'm gonna say Height Kamer.
It's not a bad guess. He had a run, he had
Alex
I think
Carvalho.
I always remember him having Extraction 49. That's the one that I always remember.
He would have been a young lad then.
Mm-hmm.
But so I don't know. That's my guess. I'm trying to think because it's probably not a big name. I wouldn't think it's a big name, but could obviously be proven wrong.
We'll put a pin in that, and when we get back around
3 hours.
When we get back around, when we get back around to the answer on Thursday, we'll see if you were right or not.
Oh no. Okay, well, so we've obviously hinted at it that things are kind of crazy the last couple weeks. If you couldn't read our sarcasm, it's been pretty busy. So
What is sarcasm? What do you mean?
I literally don't understand it. It's such a weird phenomenon. Anyway, we're kind of eschewing our normal formula here. I will be giving 3 runs, and not even 3 runs. It's actually 4 runs. And Pauli won't be providing any runs because any run Pauli is gonna bring up, we're bringing up later in the episode. So, and we're just gonna skip over recent events and forum recap because all of that is gonna be covered in the weekly as well because there's just so much to talk about. So,
because you're like which events are you gonna cover? Yes.
Yes. Yes. It would be nice to just pretend some of these things didn't happen. It would save us some time, but we'll do it justice, or at least do our version of giving it justice. And
yeah, we're gonna give it the old college try, even though we both graduated. So,
although you're back in it now, so
yeah, you know, doctorate's a little bit different.
Grind never stops, you know.
No, that's very true. I'm grinding right now.
I will say it seems like with your new setup, there's no echo.
Which is kind of odd because it's a bigger room. With
well, like the
ceiling,
room doesn't echo, but like I'm not echoing. If you get like yeah, because that was that happened pretty regularly in the early episodes. Don't know if that was just an audio thing or what. It doesn't seem to be happening now.
Let me take you behind the scenes really quick.
Oh, here we go.
I decided to put some headphones on.
Oh. I've heard that's very effective at stopping voice chat echoing.
So far, so good.
Oh, we can just talk all over each other now, and it's not a big deal.
Yeah, for once, right?
For once, no kidding. Okay, so my 3 runs. So obviously, people really haven't been paying a ton of attention to what's been happening in GoldenEye. But that's my job here today, is to make you aware of some of the stuff that's been going down. One of the more apparent things that's been happening is our boy, and let me see. Callie taught me how to pronounce his name, and let me see if I remember. Joachim, I think. I probably still butchered it better than what I was doing before. Or is it Joachim? I've already forgotten. That man, JL as the rankings portray him, doing some double quick pause strategy, getting bunker 116 on a fluke run, and then earlier today, the lad, oh my god, Jan the Pitskanen bans again. Probably butchered it. We need to get Callie on as a special consultant so I can pronounce all these Swedish names correctly and Finnish names and all this other nonsense. Also getting B116. So B116 is now has a full line of ties.
When did you think you were going to see that happen?
I, originally thought never. I hoped never, because this means that there's a decent chance I will have to go for it someday, which is devastating.
Yeah. So when it's 2 to 3 people, it's a lot easier to ignore than when you see that second line crop up, and then you're like, oh, jeez. Then you have to actually sit and think about it.
Yeah.
But it really seems like that extra quick pause is just the way. It just works.
It does seem like it. I've messed with it a little, but we'll see. We'll see what else can come of it. I know a handful of GoldenEye players have put a decent amount of time into seeing it, but we'll see what happens there in the future. Another thing, the lad, the legend, the man who returned from the dead, Tyrannicide, Tyler P, the legend, coming back getting a bunch of good times, and ending a 6,432-day world record drought and achieving Surface 2 Agent 46.
I'm sorry, can you say that number of days again?
6,432 days. That is known as in the industry. That's known as a long ass time.
Yeah. Has QWERTY been around that many days?
That we'll leave that. Put a pin in that. We may need that as a future trivia question.
Good idea. Yeah. Shout out to my guy, proving that an old dog can learn new tricks. You know what I mean? So, congrats on cashing in the lane. So.
Indeed. And then last but not least, we have the lad Irie Butler, who's been quietly, at least seems quietly to me, quietly going for Silo 00121, recently achieving a 122.
Oh, he has been creeping up on it on Silo 00 lately. This seems where it's been his main focus.
Yeah, he is now tied with Mark and Clem, tied for third place, and then of course Goose and Ace have 121. So Irie trying to add a third set of initials there.
I wonder if when he gets it, I wonder if he'll be satisfied with it, or if he'll try to, cut that just that little bit more and get the 120.
I could see him trying that. I mean, people like to say Silo 00 is basically a free untied, and yet no one plays it. So,
well,
can't be that
do
free.
Say a lot of things, of course.
Can't be that free.
Let's see. Talk is cheap, and all those other cliches. You know what I mean?
Yes. So. Well, there's my 3 runs. Where do we start?
That's a fantastic question, actually.
They're kind of.
I guess we should try and go in order of appearance, I guess.
I think they're in order right now.
Then
for the most part,
I think that's the best we can do, basically, because some of these were concurrent, like they happened at the same time.
Yeah, there's a lot of overlap here. But this makes the most sense, at least in my mind. So we had Goose doing the massive video project PD Year in Review. I've watched so much PD in the last 2 years that I avoid watching it as actively as I can. So I have not watched it, but obviously I saw all of the Brian Bosshart times posted immediately following.
Well. So you saw the times, right? That Boss posted?
Yes, indeed I did.
Did you
I believe by the time I actually managed to look at the rankings that day, Joris had already tied 24.
Correct. That did indeed happen. But so did you see the dates that Boss achieved those times?
There's some pretty old ones, like
yeah. So what does that mean?
Well, it means that he's a filthy hoarder, obviously.
Oh my god. So, man, just you either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain. That's what they say. So
there are worse things to be than a hoarder. Not many worse things, but there are a few.
I mean, technically, yeah. According to Wikipedia, there are worse things than being a hoarder, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, yeah. You wanna go on, and you wanted to have the stance that hoarding is bad and people shouldn't do it, and then you do it. Ah, man, that's tough, man.
You know.
But
It can be.
That stuff, but you know what? I don't care because that was amazing. Wow, I tell you what, when he worked up the grate and just wow. So if you couldn't or didn't know, but now you know. So it was known a while back that you could get a bomb spot upward in the little grating where you pick up the mine, but it was, it just felt random. Like no one was using it. No one could figure it out. Like, how could you get this consistently? And it's like, oh, can you get this consistently? And then the usual, oh, does this even save time?
Yep.
But there's like 3 people in history that are just like, if a strat exists, they'll figure out how to make it work. And Boss is one of them, if not the best at that ever. Full stop. So of course, he figured it out and made it work, and untied Chicago SA24 with it, which was realistically probably the only way that 24 was going to happen. I mean, an insanely perfect run with like crazy boosts at the end probably could have eked out a 24, but this sort of thing like makes it incredibly more viable. And it's even better because it takes some elements of luck out of the run, because now you don't have to be like, oh, I didn't get super fast climb, so like my run's dead no matter what. So now it's just, you can concentrate on the execution of the start and then the strat and then hitting the mine throw, which is a little bit more tricky now because since you upwards and you're not climbing, you're not in full speed. But reportedly, from the people that mess with it, it is a much more fun way to play the level, which, in my opinion, can't be hard because Chicago is at a terminally boring level. It is not fun at all. The only fun I've ever had is like throwing the mine at the wall, like just like sky hooking it, like that's sick. But the rest of it,
it's a shame they didn't find anything to like deal with the bomb spy being garbage.
Well, I would have preferred that. If I could trade the upward for consistent bomb spy, I would. Or like some insane thing where you just cause enough lag and run by the dumpster and you just pick it up without blowing it up. That would be insane. So I would prefer that, but since that's not the timeline we live in, we're just gonna have to take what we get. So but so he got that, and then he got Infil 110, which is which will be funny later, just a little foreshadowing. And then he used the strat to get he got Chicago 26 at the time. Didn't go all the way to get 25, but he probably got bored of it because he said before that he doesn't really like Chicago, and I can't agree more.
I can't blame him. I can't blame him at all. This is an anti-Chicago podcast.
Yes, the two stances we staunchly get behind on this podcast is we don't like Chicago and we love ruins.
Yes.
So if you can't agree with that, then
I don't know what to tell you.
You're gonna have to go listen to the. There's not another one to listen to. Sorry.
Oops. Well, Boss eventually did get that 25, and then obviously I mentioned Joris tying 24 to the surprise of no one because Chicago's like his level because he's certified insane. And then another character jumping in, Mr. EJ himself, Mr. Eliminator Jr. Who is Randy C? Coming in?
I know who EJ is. I still don't know who Randy C is to this day. I have no clue. But again, it's not really a surprise. Like Randy is good, and he grinded for the 25 and the 26 like pretty like not too long ago. He got them in November.
Yeah.
So this dropped, and he's like, oh well, you know, I'm basically still warmed up on Chicago. I just need to figure out the Upwork. I'm ready to go. And then, you know, other than Ace, who had 25 Perfect Agent the old way, Randy's the only person so far to get both the records now. So, you know.
Well, since Boss got him.
Yeah. So once Boss established 24 and Joris got it, he's the only other person to get 24. And he's the only other person other than Boss to get 25. So he's the unique one in that regard.
Mm-hmm. Well, I definitely I look forward to using the strategy to potentially just cake 25 and 26.
I look forward to using the strategy to cure even the slightest crumb of insomnia I have, because but I will say that you obviously still need good runs overall, like, don't get me wrong, but Perfect Agent traditionally is way easier to get than the Special Agent one. So 25 shouldn't be a problem, but 24 will probably be super tight, just like old 25 was. So, so not much of a change in the outlook for like the level. Like, this is what the grind's going to look like. You're just doing a little extra step. But other than that, the level looks entirely the same.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's topic number 1, I think, unless you have anything else to say.
Yeah. Oh, real quick, unrelated to the boss runs that got unhoarded, but in the Perfect Dark Gear and Review, the show they happened to show one of my DLTK runs, and I can't remember who said in the chat, but they're like, oh, I really like watching him play LTK. I'm like, that's good. You should tell me that more. I'll play it more. I like hearing those things because I never hear those when I play LTK. So, you know, if you're a fan, let me know. I'm listening.
Strong way to convince. All right. Well, speaking of LTK, fantastic segue there. At the end of January, we wrapped up LTK League.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. I'm like the point guard that did all that setup, and you're the center that just, you know, slam dunked at home. That transition was.
I have been known for my astounding 5'10" height.
Crazy hops.
Great for the center.
Yeah. Did you ever play basketball, like team sports?
Oh no. I mean, like, I played like in gym and like during lunch and stuff. Like, I can do it okay. Like, I don't look like a complete fool out there, but I definitely it's not a skill I've ever bothered developing.
I do, but I think that's because I just look like a fool, like, generally. But so that's nothing to do with like the basketball. But since I was taller for my age, I always played like near the rim. So they were just like, just block anyone that comes into the paint, and I was like, yes sir, I can do that. This is your one job. And I was like, yes, I will do that.
Will do.
But I'm very good at taking direction. But anyway, so LTK League wrapped up, of course, running alongside concurrently with literally everything else that's happened. And so it kind of got buried along the way for most people, but you know, it was still cranking along, and we had a lot of activity. And first and foremost, want to say congrats to Team Detective Conan Cats, Deep Darkness Envy, Sean John, and Raging Clownfish, putting in consistent, unending, seemingly, effort all the way, and taking home the first championship of the league.
Mm-hmm. huge props to Deep Darkness for going absolutely ham, and Sean staying right behind him. Just looking at top point earners now, DD with 57,000 and Sean with 40K.
Yeah.
Then...
So watching it develop, the Deep Darkness thing made complete total sense to me, right? Because I'm like, this guy has basically played. He's basically played all the levels. There's only like I'm gonna look really quick. There's only a very small handful of like GE DLTK levels that he hasn't completed. He's obviously completed. He's completed all the PD ones. Let's have a look really quick. So it's only Silo and Train that's left now after this league. So he knows what's up. He knows what to do, and there's seemingly no one better at coming up with safety strats for this game mode. So like him just running through it made total sense. But this guy, this Sean Johnson guy, and he was just right behind him the whole time. I was sitting there looking like, who is this guy? I couldn't believe. I was gobsmacked. I could not believe it. This guy was just going crazy. And since I could see the individual like team chat rooms, he would just be like, okay, so DD, what do I need to do here? And DD, oh, you need to do this. And you say, okay. And then like 2 hours later, whatever, he's like, yeah, okay, I got it. And it just kept happening over and over again. I was like, this guy's insane.
Dude, it's insane to look at. And then it's also it's cool to look at Icy's team, who put up a good fight in solid second place, almost doubling third place. And you look at the 4 members of that team, and they are all sitting at like a quarter of their team's points. They almost all carried to the same quality.
Yeah, they have nearly symmetrical like point distribution, which is good because like we know what Bands can do when you get him rolling. He's just a machine. He's just gonna plow forward.
Yeah,
we know that. And Dildonius had like never really played it before, but he's like a sick player. So like that's not a surprise to me in the slightest. Also, really quick, congrats on finishing all 42 of PD LTK. He has an entire sheet now.
Absolutely insane.
And then the surprise to me is, you let Therm out of the Aztec dungeon, and he's like, I can do a little something too. You see him?
Therm. This may it may be a little rude to call LTK quote unquote dumb strats, but Therm loves dumb strats, and getting out of the normal game and playing dumb strats for a ton of imaginary points, like that's right up his alley.
Well, hey, if it's your element, it's your element. What more is there to say? He did his thing, and then like right, not too far behind the 3 of them, you got Pogo, who's like a good stable player in his own right, playing both games and hanging right with him, doing just fine for himself.
Yeah, it's
go on.
It's nice to see Icy back. Like, I know both of us are big Icy fans. We were lamenting Icy disappearing in 2018. Of course, that was right after I'd finished the Beginner's Guide to Goldeneye, which he was essentially my editor for those scripts. I was collaborating with him a lot to get that all figured out. And he disappeared before we were able to properly finish it and everything. It was sad to me, but he's back. The mate is back.
Yeah, it's really fun to have him around and just because he'll hang around a little bit and likes to joke around, but like when at the end of the day, like my man cares about these games, bro. Like that's what he's here for. So when he's around and like there's strats to talk about or things to look at, and it's like, oh, like little fun facts. Oh, did you know like this time was the first time, da, 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 and he pulls out like this entire spreadsheet. Like it's cool to have such a well of knowledge. Like just it's just there, and knows the game inside and out from regular perspective, LTK perspective, tasking perspective. Just can tell you just about anything about everything. So it's really fun to have him around again for sure.
Indeed.
So let's see, what else have we got? So we've got a bit of. Here's another thing that was shocking to me, honestly. So when I was making the rule set, right? I said to myself, how do you design a system, right, where you encourage people to play a game mode that they either haven't played or they don't particularly care about? And it's like, oh, if I design it around rewarding completions, then they'll say, oh, I could do that. And just it's kind of like a daily bonus in a way. It's like, oh, I can go play that and get that. And it's like, oh, great, cool. And then if you were to like travel back in time and tell me then, it's like, oh, like people that have never played this game before are going to play for and get records and untieds. And I was like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? That's definitely not going to happen.
It happened.
So like, it just goes to show you really can't predict people at the end of the day.
So, you know, that's humanity for you.
Indeed. Because you've got like, so Perna and Flechr, like untieds on Villa, makes total sense. Not a surprise, but people tying Archives LTK like 55, and then Mystic Cheese untying Archives the LTK twice. Like, how do you predict that? How? What do you do?
You know,
what metric do you what data do you have? You say, oh, that'll happen.
Random number generation.
Essentially, that's what you would have had to do. Then you got like Swiss. Like, let me get this right, because he played G5 LTK. He tied it and untied it, and I'm pretty sure that was the second longest untied at the time. I want to look at that just to confirm that.
Sounds right.
Let me see. G5. Yeah. So when Swiss tied it, Ace had LTK G550 for 2,020 days. So yeah, that was by far and away the second longest untied at the time. So Niren beat it, which is not a surprise. Like, he's a G5 wizard. He's a magician on the level. It makes total sense. But it doesn't matter how good you are at a stage if you're not willing to play it, LTK style and, put up with the headaches that gives you. And then who else have we got? Oh yeah, Will untied Deep Sea LTK. It was just a little bit petty, but like, I'll allow it. It doesn't particularly bother me. It would have been nice to have it for 1,000 days, like Boss did. But you can't get everything you want in life.
This is true. You just have to sit cozy with that 404 then for a little while.
Just have to kick back for a little bit. Take what we can get. But overall, like, so you can just look at the scores and tell, like, obviously, like, the Deep Darkness team and the Icy team, like, they were engaged pretty much bell to bell. Like, they were super into it. So that makes sense. You could tell, like, other teams dropped off as those two teams just kept going into the atmosphere. The other teams sort of like tapered off here and there became interested in other things and X, Y, and Z. But overall, I was surprised by the early enthusiasm and the way people embraced it, and I'm glad people enjoyed it, because I had several people that, especially like I remember Pogo for sure. He was like, I appreciate this game mode a lot more. It's like really cool to like play as like a side thing, and I'm glad that more people got exposed to it and are more interested in it now. So now if they see a LTK run, they might say, oh, well, that's neat, instead of just like passing it by. So I'm glad we could put that together. And I would say for making it from scratch, it was a pretty successful first run.
Yeah. I mean, the goal, the ultimate goal of the leagues is to get people playing the game, and that's what happened.
Yeah. So it worked. People play the video game. It's amazing what happens when they do that.
It's almost like people get times when they actually pick up the controller.
Yeah, when they hit more buttons on the controller than the keyboard, they get times. It's weird how that works.
I've definitely been guilty of falling into the latter category recently. I feel like we both have, but
comes and goes.
Yeah, it is the way that it is. Well, is that it for that? Next one?
Yeah, I would just say that one thing I'd look to do is for the next time that specific one would happen. Like I think the overall idea of the scoring system is good, but now that we have the data and we can see it, there probably needs to be like a bit of a scale back on the completion like reward side, and like uptick on the world record side, which makes sense because now that more people have been exposed to it and there's more example runs, and not everyone just thinks it's like, oh, like only like 4 or 5 people can even like beat this level, which is obviously not true.
Yeah.
Then the next time would be time to like, okay, scale that back some and crank up like rewarding like perfect runs. So, but that's a lot easier to see now that you have like a full sheet of data, certainly.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's I would call it it on that, unless you have anything else to add.
I don't. GG to everyone.
GG's.
So, and here we are. Amalgamates. And that concludes our discussion on Amalgamates. And now
yes. Thank you for playing. Yeah, it was,
Infil. No. Funny that they both happened at the same time, but we'll talk about Amalgamates first. So obviously, massive Hoard released. Would have been not last weekend, but the weekend before that. Now. Very tail end of January. Sounds like it was a bunch of different Hoard projects that eventually came together. That
was the impression I received. Yes.
Yeah, into one massive Hoard. And
now, I will say, off the back of that, if the story is a bunch of them came together into one, the name is good. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and I mean, yes, obviously. And I mentioned this last time we talked about this before, as it was just about to happen. Good job on the name. It's a top tier Hoard name, which we are desperately in need of because there's been so many that are just awful.
I would put it in the I would put it in the upper tier of names. Yes, I would.
Yes. So. Good work on that part. I mean, where to start?
That concludes our discussion on Amalgamates. GG's, everybody. Now, anyway, I guess we should start with part 1. That would make the most sense.
Yeah. So I watched part 1 after part 2. Because someone decided that part 1 wouldn't be available online until after part 2 had aired. Bad decision, by the way.
I thought you were just a fan of like anachronistic storytelling.
No.
I thought that's why you. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. Because I was not able to attend the premiere of the first one, and I wanted to watch the Raw, not VC reaction, because I enjoy actually being able to hear the video.
Fun fact, because I was moving at the time, I didn't think I would have like proper internet, so I didn't think I was gonna like see the premiere at all. But I was fortunate enough to get that taken care of, and I did actually get to watch it live.
I was at work. So
well, not ideal for a Saturday.
Yep.
Friday.
I can't hear. Was it? No, it was Saturday.
Yeah.
Right. But yes, and yes, I was actually at work. That's part of the fun of the job. Anyway, yeah. So I watched part 1 second. So I already knew. I mean, I essentially had part 1 spoiled for me entirely because I knew what all was going to be in it. And I have to say, QWERTY entirely stole the show.
Well, little known fact of the community that QWERTY is just a comedic genius. Like I've never had someone who's like 12 years old make me laugh so much. Like, he just gets it. Like he knows what time it is. He knows he's good.
Yeah. And that's the stuff that I like to see in Horde. Show me the editing, show me the dumb skits, show me the random nonsense. That is what I want from the Hordes. I've seen PD runs, I've seen GoldenEye runs, I've seen all of the records. Like, sure, you can show me an Untied, and that's like kind of cool, but like show me the dumb, silly, funny stuff. That's what I eat that shit up. So I was
you want the sauce, is what you're saying.
Yes, I was practically on the floor during parts of the QWERTY section, and then also the band's flex tape, in reference to Kaido, because it's always fun to pick on Kaido. I've been doing it for years. Love you, Kaido.
He's a good sport about it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll love the Kaido. Big hearts.
But then like so much of the rest of it, I'm like I. Like, it's great that they're doing all this, and it's insane, obviously, that BK got all the way to second place. But, like, dude, you need to give me some draw to actually watch your runs. Like, maybe it's just me.
He had a little bit of sauce in there. I like the bit where he's like, here's things to do while you're waiting for the Infil like essay cutscene. He's like reading a book. He goes to sleep.
That was good. I needed more of that, though. There was so little of it, and it's such a long section. Like, I hate to say it, but I definitely spent more time on my phone during the BK section than I did actually watching.
Well, you're just like in the middle of the run, so
Yeah.
you're just waiting.
Oh my god!
From your point of view, you're like, all right, we get it. Like it's
yeah,
it's a good one,
yes,
man.
I've seen attack ship before. Cool, yay! I know how this ends. Like
when you put it like that, it sounds so.
Like I don't know. I have this conspiracy, and there's probably some factual basis to this. I think the Elite has watched more BKPBs than any other eliter ever in history, just because he refuses to post times like a normal human being, and exclusively releases a whole bunch of things in hordes, which everyone then watches because they don't know what's going to happen. It's like, surprise, more BKPBs.
So he's like, listen. He's like, look, I'm gonna drop the album, but it's only gonna be on Tidal, so you have to subscribe to Tidal to like watch this. And
oh my god!
Like, can you believe it's like, can you believe BK has the most title subscribers? Like, well, duh, this is the only way you can get
This is
BK.
this is a PSA to BK. Please be normal. We're desperate. I've watched so many PD runs. Like, please help. Anyway, he's been posting his level that shall not be named until slightly later PDs. So maybe he's a changed man and will finally forego the great evil of hoarding.
Well, we have to name level that will be named later right now because he had Infil runs in this part.
Oh, that's true. He did. He had the essay record, which was a pretty sick record. Easily one of my favorite runs of his. One of the ones I was actually paying attention to.
Yeah, because
sorry.
I mean, I really like Infil essay, so of course I see it on the screen. But yeah, I watched this.
Yeah, it's a great level. I like Infil essay, or I guess I like old Infil essay. I'm not sure yet how obviously haven't played the new Infil essay, so and so old is now Irrel. So
let's dial it back really quick.
Yeah,
dial it back just a little bit. So from the start, like not a. I don't want to say like not a surprise, but I wasn't shocked to see Pogo pop up. I wasn't shocked to see him, but it's like
I wasn't.
But it's like it's kind of like you get an extra. You order like a 10 chicken nugget, a 10-piece chicken nugget, and you get like 11. It's like, oh, here's an extra one. It's like, oh, it's Pogo. Yeah, I like this. Yeah. So
it's almost like he went quiet and stopped posting PRs for half a year.
Well, listen, not everyone. I mean, he's new to this. You know what I mean? He did. Cut him some slack. You know what I mean?
No one gets the subtle arts of hoarding. No one understands them.
No, it could be. He could have gone the other way and just been in lobby and asking every day. He's like, "When's the next Hoard coming out? I wonder who's going to be in it."
I wonder.
The other way. It could have been. It's either too loud or dead silent. You got to find the happy medium. You understand? Somewhere in the middle.
This reminds me now of the beginning of part 1 with the opening credits sequence with Boston, and any of you that know my music taste from watching my runs, from watching part 11, you know I love me some classic rock. Like I jam out to that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so you open so strong with Boston and Foreplay, but that's not. Foreplay isn't just the Foreplay. It's long time right after it. It's a double part song. Like you need both. Like, and there he goes. Awesome title sequence with Foreplay, and then the track fades out. I almost stopped the video right then. I was like, no.
You were gonna like protest very loud.
That is unacceptable. And I cannot. If I'd been live for the premiere, I would have been losing my shit in Twitch chat. I would not have been happy at all. They would have known my wrath right away. Cause it's literally it's not even subtle. It's Foreplay, and then you don't follow through. You're giving us Boston blue balls.
It's the worst kind.
Oh my god, it's despicable. Like that may go down in history as the biggest mistake ever in hoarding, or maybe the elite. Like, wow. Like compare that to like Clemens missing the bomb, the bomb diffuser on Frigate on 100 pace, which would have been an actual untied because Henning's a cheat. That is still not as bad as not going through after Foreplay. That song is forever ruined in the elite because of that, because no one will let you use the song again. So they're like, all Amalgamates open with it, but they didn't follow through. It kills me, man. It kills me.
I feel like I'm imagining you at work and just randomly breaking down about it for like 30 seconds and then just like coming back. It's like I'm back. Just like, and your students are like, "You all right?" It's like, "Yeah, what do you mean?"
Everything's fine.
Like, but you were just no. No, it wasn't.
Oh God. So needless to say, Amalgamates Part 1 did not start off on a strong note for me.
You're saying I disagree. You're saying I don't agree with that.
It's like, it's such a roller coaster because it's like, oh, Amalgamates. Yes, that's a good name. Okay, this can be good. I'm doubtful that it'll have the things I'm looking for in a Horde, but I'm hopeful. It's got a good name for once, you know. That's a step in the right direction. So the roller coaster's going up. It's going up. It's going up. Oh, we start with the opening credits. It's awesome. It's edited. It's epic. It's got Boston Foreplay playing. I'm like, yes, let's go. I'm ready. And then the roller coaster flattens out 1,000 feet in the air and just fucking stops.
And they come over the intercom. They're like, it's like sit tight. We're experiencing like some mechanical like difficulties. Like I'm in the air.
Like, I was very disappointed. So whoever's idea it was to not carry on into long time, you're fired.
Just fired.
Yes.
Man. But okay. Okay. I told you that cough was going to come up.
You did.
The opening Poga run, I actually was wondering for a minute if it was Wilder, because it was a Wilder as fuck song.
Ah.
Because that's where I was wondering. Obviously, you weren't thinking about that because you were in the middle of like pitching a fit. But
I also knew it was Pogo. I'm like, okay, this is because everything had already been posted by the time I managed to watch.
Well,
so.
yeah, but you've been spoiled, so
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
But not having spoilers, I was like, I don't think this is Wilder because, well, I mean that would just be wild, but it was a very Wilder song, that sort of old 50s sort of doo-wop kind of banger, and I was like, but it was Pogo, and I was like, all right, Pogo's here, sick. And then really for me, loved the Chrono Cross track on the Depot 23. That I felt like that was personally for me. I know it wasn't, but I did enjoy it. And Pogo had a nice little tight section that I enjoyed. Then we got the cameo by B Down. Wasn't expecting that one, I'll say that much.
Yeah. I mean, I was, but again,
Yeah,
spoiled.
Again, spoiled. And then I want to try to get this order right. Was QWERTY next after that?
Ah, shoot.
Or am I skipping somebody?
Maybe.
I'm trying to think. I'm gonna check while we talk, but I'm gonna pretend like I'm right, and I'm gonna keep going into QWERTY. I saw Damn, and I had no idea who it was, and then the whole run happened, and I still had no idea who it was, and then I saw My Big Head appear in the sky, and My Big Head was talking about QWERTY being stuck for like weeks playing Damn 119 during League, and I was like, yeah, I know who it is now.
I knew right away. Even besides it being spoiled, like I just figured it out pretty quick when I saw the VHS quality. I'm like, oh, this is QWERTY.
Oh, I see. Because yeah.
Because I know my boy's got that VHS.
Yeah, because it's a short list of people that recorded the VHS,
yes.
So that narrows it down a lot.
And I know most of them, being an exclusive member.
And then, shout out to QWERTY using Buck Bumble. What an insane track to use. But if you know QWERTY and you know what he likes to do, and he likes to post a bunch of like meme songs and Silva Gunner edits, like it makes total sense for him.
Press F to pay respects to DMCA on Twitch making SR streams like never happen.
Yeah, that's That's a big F. Oh man, the day when he posted the Lenny Kravitz I wanna get away edit, that killed me that day. That edit was so good. And then Soldier Goy. Oh my god, Soldier Boy Goose. I actually thought I was gonna die.
That I wasn't prepared for that. It got me. I was not ready. And again, that entire QWERTY segment practically had me on the ground. Like, yes, inject that QWERTY section into my veins.
Yeah, and then the Wiggle Samo edit for no reason.
Yes.
Just because. Like, it wasn't even a prelude to a run specifically. He's just like, I feel like making this. So he just made it.
That's the stuff we need in Hordes. Bring it back. Bring it back. That's perfect. I need that. I need that. I need that. I need the dumb shit, dude. It's so good. Like, yes.
And listen, I know for a fact, just one Saturday out of the blue, he was sitting in his living room with his little footy pajamas, eating some Fruit Loops, watching his Saturday morning cartoons. He was watching the Wiggles, and he was just like, I got it. And he went right to the computer and made it. I know that's what happened. I know for a fact that's what happened.
Of course, it's hard to talk about QWERTY as a 12-year-old now that we know that he has like a full beard. Like,
yo, yeah, the face reveal at the end.
The man can grow facial hair better than I can. It's disgusting. Like, it's not fair.
Yeah, if I cared about facial hair, I'd be kind of tight. But since I don't,
I'm like ironically mad. I don't actually care because I just say clean shaved anyway because it looks better to me.
Yeah,
but,
of course.
Although, you know, masks being what they are, like, I feel like I put off shaving way longer than I should because, like, no one ever sees my face without the mask.
Oh, I have to shave like immediately because I just grow like peach fuzz every 2 days and I despise it. So I get it off my face now. It's got to go. So.
I really need to get, as soon as the masks come off, I'm gonna have to get into a rhythm so I don't look like garbage.
Yes, exactly.
But
and then ending it with I really enjoyed the main Silver Eye run to All I Want for Christmas You by Mariah Carey. What an insane banger.
That was good. That was good. That was strong.
I remember there was someone before QWERTY. It was Randy C. He did sneak in there.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
I knew I was forgetting some bonding. But yeah, he got Infil 110 as well, which again is amusing in retrospect.
Mm-hmm.
With again more foreshadowing, of course.
Yes.
So Randy got his record. So we had Pogo, we had the Beatdown cameo. Randy posted his 3 speedy records, which is nice. We had the QWERTY section. We had the Canova section, which I enjoyed. I enjoyed that. I really like the I like Bunker 100 and I like Bunker 100 edits. So like doing it with like the coffin meme dance because he was getting trolled, like that was really good.
Yes, I
enjoyed that a lot.
That's good. That was pretty iconic. Troll level. I've been in the 107 boat. I'm well aware.
Yeah, it's tough because the first half of that run looks so good, and then when the music switched, I knew something awful was going to happen. I think he got hit by literally every human being on the way to the exit. It sucked.
Yeah, it was pretty rough for him. So
it was very unfortunate.
And then it was Bands, who had a pretty strong segment.
Yeah, I like the I liked him like. Okay, so we've seen. This is what I like the creativity. We've seen Service 102 like 100,000 times now.
Okay, continue, but then I have a point.
But him like, so it was a bit it was a bit found footagey where it's kind of jank, but the image of him running up to an ATM and that was the console, like, it's just very funny to me.
It was good.
And then him like throwing it in the bin because he was probably like, this level sucks. So, like, I like that touch as well.
See, like, think about it though. When was the last time you watched an S1 102? Dead serious question. When was the last time?
Probably yours. When you got it live. That's
Yes,
probably the last
2 years ago. 2 years ago. Do you even remember what that run looks like? Because I don't. Like,
it looks like snow.
Yes, but my point being, no one has shown, like, several people have unhoarded 102 in the last several hordes, and, like, none of them have been played. I think I could be wrong about this pretty easily, but I feel like the last 102 to actually be, like, played wasn't even given full justice. It was played during the credits of, like, Capap 2 or something.
Oh, it was played during the Fate credits, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Swiss getting 102.
Yeah, it was Swiss. But I like the, I kind of like the trend of, like, because, you know, in K4 Dusky had it where he did, like, the Family Guy meme edit, and he said, yeah, I got 101, yeah, but it was obviously wasn't really.
I almost want to see a 102 now, like.
Yeah, it would be nostalgic now if you actually played a 102 in full.
Yeah, just throw on a chill 102, like, it's fine.
Oh, wait. No, I was going to say Genesis, but that was Century Club. So, but yeah, that was further back. I like his F-Zero edit of I liked that.
Oh, yeah. It's just, it's a time that doesn't get, like, any respect now, which is kind of sad, because it's a neat little time. I get that it's now the only run without initials. Like, I get it. And, like, I've noticed that as soon as it stopped having initials, like, no one's bothered going for it since.
For me, that's the thing. Like, you forgot the rule, the unwritten rule. Like, any record that's, like, has, like, 3 lines on it, we have to pretend is, like, not good.
Yeah. Of course.
Like, did you forget it?
I guess I did.
I really don't like that trend, by the way, but I realize that it's just a thing that people perpetuate for some reason.
People only like world records, and they only like really, really good world records. Sorry if you're getting decent times that aren't records. You're screwed. Sorry.
Yeah, you just gotta hold that.
Welcome to the meta. Anyway, and then after I think after bands then would be the BK section, unless I'm forgetting someone.
Yeah. No. No, that was the BK movie essentially. Where
yeah.
we went all around the world.
What did I message you Saturday night after looking? I'm like, oh, so it's the BK show, isn't it?
I was like, yeah, it was a good show. But some of the highlights for me, other than, well, obviously the Villa 122 with the railing clip and then the dishwasher was like wild.
That one's pretty crazy.
That was nuts because when he was like teasing, he was like, new strat, and I was like, what the fuck is this gonna be? I had no idea, but it unironically looks so much better to play it that way. Because like on his return back up, there wasn't like 100 million guards like trolling him and doing dumb shit. It looked so much better.
Yeah, that is a pretty hectic section on PA, so makes sense.
So that may just be like going forward, like, and I mean, it's not like it's shocking that someone did it, but it's not like a surprise. It's like we knew that was on the table, like someone could do it, but the fact that, you know, it usually takes someone to actually do it, and then everyone sees it and it's like, oh, okay, it is actually doable. So you know, props to BK for being the guy to like take that initiative and be like, I'm going to do this, because I know he likes the Villa clip and Villa in general, so it's not that surprising, but it was a sick run to like watch.
Villa's fun. I like Villa. It's a good level.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun watching BK play Escape and Mayan SOS. These levels that he's like, yeah, these I hate these levels. These are the worst levels in the game.
Yeah. I mean, I've already mentioned most of everything I had to say about the BK section.
Yeah, and we've got, let's see. I mean, end of the day, like, speaks for herself. Ton of good runs, ton of cool records, and he got to see himself at what would be second, but since Boss committed like a crime, then he technically wasn't ever second.
Yeah.
Which,
well, yeah, I mean, throw on the current second place on top of that, turns he was never even close.
Yeah, which we'll obviously get to very, very shortly, because then after after the BK short film, we got the credits, and then of course the meta being the meta, we got the post credit scene, and it was what we were alluding to earlier with Para getting the the P2 untied.
Mm-hmm.
So we said on this program before, it's like, wouldn't be surprised if he goes and gets it.
Yeah,
that he did it.
Surprise! We've been pretty good about predicting that stuff.
It's like we're getting pretty good at pattern recognition. So
it's amazing. It's amazing. Truly
it's
shocking.
A good power. It's a good power to have. You might want to hold on to it. Let's see. So that was a sick way to kick it off. A little cameo run up there, nice untied, and then since it was split into two parts, we had to wait a cool 24 hours for the follow up. Not technically 24, but work with me here.
Yeah.
We had to wait the next day, and then we hit again. Not a person I was shocked to see, but was pleasantly surprised to see, was Lake Demon himself.
Dude,
because
big fan of Mr. Blake.
Yes, same. So you see him pop up, and then it's like, oh, because Lake Demon's capable of just about anything. So it's like, what the fuck is about to happen here? It could be anything. Could be anything, and then anything happened because he said, you know what? RTA world record. Here you go.
Yes. Oh my god, that is the peak. Like, yes. I was totally prepared and ready to sit through an entire 30-minute long RTA run. I'm almost a little disappointed that they didn't fully commit to that.
Yeah. I didn't think for a minute that they would be brave enough to like show an entire RTA run, but I was completely here for it if it had happened.
Yes.
I would have been like, yeah, I'm good with this. Let this rock.
Dude, I was definitely I was pogging away in chat. I was all for it. Like, yes, we need more like unique stuff like that. The hordes have become too predictable. We need this chaotic energy thrown in. So big props to Lake Demon for not only getting the SA and A records, but for hoarding them and then releasing them in another horde.
Well, here's the thing. It's like, I can't even think of anything safer like in the entire world, because like he's got those, and it's like, well, there's not going to be a new strat to break an RTA record. So like, I just sit on these. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, you're gonna know if someone's going for it. Oh, goodness.
So sick to give us Agent and SA, and then in the middle of that, like, slaying Blossom Tides and getting just insane runs as you know, peaking hard into second, just being Blake Carroll at the end of the day.
Indeed. Goddamn legend, that one.
Pretty good on the sticks on a Super Metroid as well, honestly.
I knew all along he wasn't actually. I knew he hadn't actually left.
No.
I knew that was gonna come back.
Listen, you you like classic rock, right?
That has been brought up before on this podcast.
You like the Eagles, right?
I have been known to like some Eagles.
You like the Hotel California?
Yes, definitely.
What's the last line of that song?
But you can never leave.
Yeah, you can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. So
stop saying you retired. That's the moral of the story. I'm tired of it.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. Like, get a new word. Like, come on.
I'm tired of it. Just say I'm taking a break. You're allowed to say that. It's okay. Yeah. I don't think people realize that retiring is supposed to be a permanent venture.
To be totally fair, I don't think Lake Demon said anything.
Yeah, no, he didn't.
Which is totally on brand. So.
Yes. I love how I'm a mod in his chat, and I've like exchanged like 2 sentences with the guy. So true mate, that one.
Let's see, what was it? Oh, the only thing I got upset about was watching the Lake Demon, like ruins came up, and then the Ruin song from Undertale started playing, and I got so mad because I was like, I wanted to do that.
It was good. That was a good, excellent choice.
I came up with that idea one day in the shower, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be great.
I'm almost surprised no one's like done it already. Like, it's not like Undertale hasn't been around for a while.
No, like if I got like Ruins 105, I would definitely slap on it about this is great.
Yeah.
And then like it's a horde, right? So the run fades, they fade in and out. So like the first run faded out, and I'm like, okay, let's see what's next in here. I hear that piano hit, do 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 do. I was so angry instantly. I was like, you son of a bitch. That's one of my favorite songs from that game.
Oh, it's an awesome track. That whole OST is great.
Yeah, the whole OST is fire. That's one of my personal favorites.
Yes, definitely. I still remember that was my. When did that come out? Like my freshman year of college.
Oh, quick sidebar on like him getting a Control LTK Untied of all things. Wasn't expecting that one. I'll say that.
Yes, that was good as well. Hoard the weird stuff. Come on, guys. Like,
throwing the curveball.
I want to see unexpected stuff. I've seen all of these runs before. Throw me things I'm not prepared for.
Speaking of weird stuff, it's not really weird, but work with me here. I'm trying my best. We had next on Hoard was EC showing his Aztec Times page.
Yes.
So my man pulled up the Agent Fast Glass run was kind of nutty. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I mean, that's Fast Glass for you.
Oh yeah. But good showing out for a rookie hoarder anyway. Never done it before.
He had tried. Don't forget the failed double feature with Cal and EC.
Listen, I hadn't forgot. Let me make one thing clear.
I never forget.
But he was a good effort. I'm glad he got a bit of rub. You know what I mean? Got to have like a little moment in there. I really enjoyed that for him. So good shit.
Yes.
And then, for the what turned out to be the penultimate section of the film was we had the Tim Tam short film. Like we had the BK short film in part 1. Now we have the Timmy part 2.
Yep.
We have his short film. It was I kind of forgot about Timmy because like you hadn't really seen him like playing much at all recently because he was kind of on again, off again, and gone. Is like
because he retired and then unretired.
Yes, I know. But,
and then just kind of disappeared again.
But that's what the young kids do. They just go through phases. Oh, I'm never playing like again, and then you come back like, I get it. It makes sense. I understand.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. But it's nice to see him like, he's like, oh, like he's not really playing. It's like, oh, he only shows up when like. It felt like for a while he only showed up when like Mark was around or like Mark was posting time. That's what it felt like. Even well, true or not, this is what it felt like to me. But hey, like at the end of the day, like he's a good player in his own right, and he always was. And you just he stopped carrying the water for a minute, and he's like, I can still play this video game too. So it felt like he played every stage in the game when I was watching it.
He covered a lot.
What did we figured like there was only one stage in the whole game that didn't have a run on it, right? I think that's the conclusion we came to.
I couldn't tell you.
I'm trying to remember which one it was, but I felt like we ran through it and like there was only one level in both games that didn't get played.
Well, I'm looking.
I'm trying to think. So let's see here. Damn, yes.
Yeah, I'm looking through
yes.
GE right now.
Runway, yes. Okay, you wrote through G, I think so. Infection, yes. Investigation.
Were there any streets runs?
No. That's the one. There's no streets.
Yeah, I think there's every other GE level.
I think that's it. I think it was just streets. Oh, there was Invest. Oh, shout outs to BK for like humping the wall at the start for like an hour and getting 103. That was very funny.
I remember that. I was like, oh, that's a stuck.
That was a classic movement error if I've ever seen one, and I would know. But to put the cherry on top of Timmy is nice to see him. He got like he got Cradle 33, like he got one per year because he's like, that's all I can stand. So it was nice to see him finish off that sweep.
Dude, fuck Cradle.
True. Then we got the credits, and then of course like there had to be post credits because it's the era of the Marvel films. Like we have to have a post credit.
Dude, I can't wait. I can't wait for the Horde that dares not have a post credit scene. Like
maybe it'll be Project Quarantine.
Maybe. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that they're gonna get past some of these things. I'm hopeful.
Maybe we'll see if they subvert like the trend.
We'll see.
But anyway, we had Summer calling the villain of PD who had Zella unhoarding like the sweep of attack ship.
Yes, and the man's currently playing for 205.
I guess I can't blame him if you could do that, but like if you can actually get good endings, then yeah, you could play for things like that, I suppose.
Yeah. Indeed.
Well, 205, I'd just take one shoot. I'd just take like 208 and be happy, honest to God. I really would. I'd take it and be like, I'm done with this level. Like,
well, let me look and see for me. Like, yeah, honestly, hand me like 210, 211, and I will never play the level ever again. Like,
you want a 211? I have about
I know you do. I'm well aware.
But yeah, insane choice to use FF6 Dancing Mad over 3 long runs like that was an aesthetic choice that I appreciated personally. But
Yeah.
I'm also like I'm an RPG guy, so it tailors to my tastes specifically.
This is fair.
So, and that wraps up our talk on Amalgamates. But you see how I brought it. You see how I called back to that. I brought it back. On the whole, like, what can you say? Like, great horde, great runs, great group of guys. What more is there to say, really?
It's too big.
It's too big.
It's too big.
All right, you
like
that's what you have more to say.
I feel like every horde has just been trying to one up the horde before it. Like, we need to stop. It's already gotten out of hand. Like, it was out of hand with Project 2020. Like, we need to pump the brakes. Like, if you want a horde, okay, you'll be a cyber terrorist, but do some smaller projects, guys. Come on. I want to see, like,
this ain't.
We're just getting times and then releasing them all at once, and like we need to do my call to action. Do more than that. We need more SAMPAPs. We need more green projects. We need more of these things. Bring them back.
This ain't a scene. It's an arms race.
Bring it back. Like, we need, save the art of hoarding. It's being horribly demolished right now. Save it. Don't forget.
You're taking some.
Yes, I know.
Some strong stances today.
I have some very strong feelings of how horde should be done. If that, and I've made that apparent over the last couple years. I lost my train of thought. Oh, don't forget the things that hordes in the past have done that were so good. Clean initials. I get the artistic choice, but the initials look kind of awful now.
Well, maybe.
The EJ one was so bad it was good. The rest of them were just bad. So shout out to Randy.
The EJ one, I enjoyed.
The EJ one's good.
And the intro, shout out to Day Other.
Yes. That was a good edit. But like, clean initials, like, don't just tell us who's doing the run. Like, every single one of those is like, all right, whose run is this? We're gonna wait to review the initials until the run's over. Like, just tell me. Like, you've already waited this long. Just tell me. And for the love of God, please, Green did this. I need to stress that. Green did this. Because Green is smart. Hi, Green, if you're listening. Green is smart. Tell me what level I'm watching. Please. For the love of God. I am so tired of watching run. I'm like, okay, is this a bad agent run? Or a good essay run? I don't know. I have to wait.
Mate, you have to figure it.
I have to wait. It's dumb. I don't like it. It's bad. Just put the level name at the top. PD did it. Part 11 did it. Green Projects all did it. It's just a nice play. It's a quality of life improvement. Green knew exactly what he was doing, and he was a goddamn genius for it. Tell me what level I'm watching, please. There's already so much guesswork involved in these hordes. Like, I don't need... I want to understand the run that I'm watching.
Mate, it's a statue run.
But, yes, but statue what? Statue what?
Just statue. What do you want?
It kills me. It kills me. Also, tell me how much it's worth during the thing, not in the credits. Not everyone knows how much Attack Ship 208 is worth.
You like that angle, yeah? We'll tell you up front.
Show me who's doing the run. what level it is, and then when the run's over and we have an end screen, tell me how much it's worth when achieved. Like, please. I'm tired of guessing. Like, especially because I don't know the PD ranks that well. Like, I'm like, okay, the run looked good, but for all I know, it's 60 points. Like, I don't know any better. I have to wait for the credits or pull up the rankings myself. Or, alternatively, just put it in put it right after the run. We're in 2021, guys. Come on, get with the times. Okay, I think I'm done.
That was our discussion on Amalgamates.
I think I'm done. I think I've said all I have to say.
You feel better? You got it off your chest now?
Yes.
You good?
Dirty Harry, my boy Jeff, you better be listening. This is what I'm looking for in Project Quarantine. I know you won't disappoint. Please don't disappoint.
I'm sure they're taking notes right now.
They're just sitting there furiously scribbling. Yes.
They're just
yes.
like,
yes.
Yes. They're like throwing stuff in the cycle bin. It's like we gotta start over.
we have to throw it all away. I'm sorry if you have to do that. Hopefully, you just know what you're doing and don't have to do that. But...
Listen, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yes.
But yeah, as Anthony Fantano said, I give it a decent to strong 7.
Yes. And
there
thus concludes our discussion on Amalgamates.
Actually,
for real this time. No meme. However, new meme. We got
usual.
The most broken level in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, you thought you thought the Chicago's thing was crazy. Wait till you see the sequel.
It only took us an hour to discuss Amalgamates. Let's see how long it takes us to get through Infil.
Well, so I'm trying to remember how this come up. Because they had a conversation. There was a conversation talking about it, and then I remember because they were talking about triggering the Infil ending from like getting them to open like the Mayan SOS or like rescue door and like getting your way through the back, and then a guard opening the door, some crazy shit to like beat the level that way. So they were just talking about strats on that, and then of course like Henrik went and messed around and was like, oh look, I'm on the hover bike and I'm out of bounds.
Yeah, I remember I watched that for a lot of the first Henrik stream of him messing around out of bounds, trying to see what he could do.
And from there, the very fast progression was like, this is interesting. What is this? I was like, is this any good? Oh, this is kind of good. Can you complete a run with it? You can complete a run with it. Is it fast enough to like do anything? Leslie just got untied. Yeah, it is. That was a very fast progression.
It did
not take 24 hours.
It had to have gone pretty quick because wow, I was watching that first stream and oh my goodness, like all of a sudden, like untides were happening and I watched the runs and I'm like, this looks completely unrecognizable from when Henrik was just messing around. This is completely different from what he was doing, like entirely different. So it really did go fast.
Yeah, insanely fast. And it's kind of lame. They would admit it too. It's kind of funny, but kind of lame that like BK and Lake Demon did all that work to get sweet Infil 300, and Lake Demon was so close to like untying it the old way.
Yeah.
And Randy getting 110, and then that just shows you how quick things can change. Just like those don't matter anymore.
Yep,
Those are
old
just
strat
completely gone.
Old strat's completely irrelevant now.
Like, it's gone. There's no, unless you want to get comfortable or like for fun,
Yeah.
or unless you just hate out of bounds. There's literally no reason to play the level the old way anymore on any difficulty. No reason.
Infil 110 became so common, and now literally no one is going to go for Infil 110 the way we went for so long.
And I have a confession to make to you.
Mm.
I'm so happy I don't have to play for 110 the old way.
I'm glad I never wasted the time trying to do it, and I just don't have to worry about it now.
I kept saying for the longest time, because you know, ever since BK got it, and then it started popping up. It's like you earlier with Bunker 116 is like, you know, I really didn't want to do this, but like 100 people are doing it, so I may just have to do it out of an obligation.
Yeah. And
I just kept putting it off, and like it looks like the correct decision was to put it off, because now there's literally no reason to do it. Just play this new cool kooky way, do a little out of bounds. Sick. I'm honestly excited to try it. I haven't tried it myself yet, but seeing it develop day by day, and there's always like, oh, some little thing. I think in about a month, we'll have it just about down to a science. We're just like, do this, don't do this, bang, 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 and it'll be completely solved like 95% of the way. And it's like, oh, just play it this way. It's like, all right, great, perfect.
Yeah.
I don't have to do any guesswork.
I have enjoyed, like, almost every time I've checked the rankings the last like week, there's been some new record or untied, which has been kind of fun and exciting.
So we've had, you know, the usual suspects, like we had Randy sneak in and get his first untied with the strat, and plenty of records after that. You know, Will, Lake Demon, BK, Boss, everyone getting in on the mix, and then a whole bunch of people, newer people playing all the strats, because you know, now it's safe to go outside, if you know what I mean. Like, now you don't have to deal with these strats. You don't have to deal with a lot of Infil's bullshit. Like, you don't have to watch the cinema for SA anymore.
Yeah.
You don't have to complain about being shot on PA anymore. So it's I don't know if it's, people have said it's better than the old way. I haven't played it myself, but I will say, like, whether I like it or not, it's a huge like quality of life change for the level, because the level's kind of tough, honestly.
Yeah.
Because you had to survive a huge gauntlet, and then at the end it still came down to like, oh, did you get like kind of lucky with the lift or not?
Dude, taking out the lift cycles are huge. Like, not having to deal with that is just great.
Yeah. I'm a fan of any strat that adds skill and removes luck. So since you can consistently just get the clip, and now you don't have to worry about the lift cycle, on paper I think it's a good change. If I play it and hate it, I may change my mind.
Yeah.
For me personally, but overall, for the game, I think it's a good strat. I'm glad that it happened.
Yeah, I think,
because I actually said for like a while, I was like, there's got to be like, it's insane to me that it's such a laggy level and there's so much geometry and there's like no way to like fall out of bounds. But I was thinking like on foot. I didn't even think about the bike for a second, which in retrospect, you know, hindsight being 20, you know, you go out of bounds on a slope on crash site with a bike. So, you know, you could have theoretically put 2 and 2 together and thought about it, but maybe someone did and just like never found a way out before. So maybe that.
Yeah. I mean, obviously it's been thought of, like, because it makes sense to, you know, like, dude, what if we just fall past the lifts?
Yeah. the thing of it is like everything's been thought of, but everything hasn't been found.
Yeah.
So we have to find the things that we think of. That's the tricky part.
Yes.
But so we were at, where were we at? I want to make sure I get this right. So at Amalgamates, we were at 110, 128, 137.
Yeah.
That's where we were, and not 2 weeks later, we're at 105, 111, and 120 as of recording.
Yeah.
With more to spare. Possibly 104 looks kind of possible on an insane run. I don't know about the viability of 110, but I am at this stage in the game, not going to fall into the trap of saying like, oh, like this is max. X will never happen. So,
I mean, 104 must be hard enough that Zella doesn't think that he can get it because he's right back to 205. So,
yeah, it's either that or he's fed up. It's one or the other. But I imagine, knowing him, if it was like super reasonable, he would probably be trying to get it just to like kill it dead.
Yeah.
So,
that is his stream title is Attack Ship 205 Untied World Record Attempts parentheses Infil is GG. So like he's done what he set out to do. Like Agent must be in a good spot. SA must be in a good spot. We've kind of hit like a log jam on SA.
Because we got 4 people with 111.
Yeah.
We got like Demon, Will, BK, and Randy.
And Boss, of course, is like, hello, friends. Here's 120.
It's me. It's me, your good pal Brian.
Brian Bosshart. Although I don't know how feasible like the new Agent strat is on SAPA. I don't think they're using the same strat that Agent is, and I don't know how viable it is for SAPA, but
let me look really quick, because I don't think they're using that new thing that they're doing on Agent now where you... Oh, they all are, actually.
Yeah, they are on Agent, but they're not doing it on
Well, Randy did it on SA today, and he got 111.3. So, but I don't think Boss did that. That was 2 days ago.
Yeah, no, Boss did. So, could see that used soon.
Yeah, if you use it, there's still time to save with it on PA for sure. So that's definitely going lower. That's still a thing.
I almost like. I feel like
if you can execute this on the LTKs, that's going to be wild.
Yeah, and I feel like this is obviously like smooth brain GE player talking, but
here we go.
The difference between Infil, Agent, and SA is a bug throw and the lasers. And that doesn't sound like 6 seconds of time lost to me.
Well, you mean the difference between what now?
Between Agent and Special Agent, right? The only things you have to do on Special Agent that you don't have to do on Agent are the bug throw, and deal with the lasers right before the explosives.
Yeah.
So that doesn't seem like 6 seconds of time loss, like getting from 105 to 111. Like, I feel like a super YOLO bug throw and like dealing with the lasers really quickly, you could almost like get them near equivalent to one another.
I think it could be a lot closer than 6 seconds, certainly.
Yeah. I just maybe I'm thinking in like maxed GE land where you have to get everything exactly perfectly every time, but
yeah, I don't think they'll be matched because you'd have to sandbag the explosion a bit on the lasers, otherwise you'd die.
Yeah, you do have to sandbag a little bit there, but
It's probably closer to like maybe like a 110 is probably certainly a thing, but maybe like 109 is closer to like more accurate.
Maybe hey Henrik, can you task these two? I want to see how close they are.
I'm surprised Icy hasn't passed it myself. Maybe he's busy.
Yeah, I want to see, because I feel like the theoretical limit here they're very similar. So.
Oh, hold on. So, you can go ahead. Someone's knocking on my door. I'll be right back. I need to see what that's about.
Well, I'll give the quick recap. Just looking at the record history here, like 4 untieds now on Agent: 108, 107, 106, 105. 3 by Zella, 1 by Randy. Essay's been all over the place. 127, 126, 124, 122, 120, 118, 17, 16, 14, 13, 12, 11. So many different people in here. Randy, Blake, Randy, tied by Blake. Then Blake getting untied. Blake, Boss sneaking in there. Then Zella makes his voice heard, tied by Randy. Then Randy, tied by Zella. Then Randy, tied by Demon and Zella. And then Zella, tied by Demon. Demon, tied by Zella and BK. That's where we're at now. And then also someone else threw, this isn't fully up to date, Randy is in there now too. And then PA is a similar cluster. 136, 133, 31, 30, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, down to 20. And again, mostly Lake Demon here though, actually. Randy with the first one, then Blake, Boss, tied by Blake, then Blake. BK deciding to get his chance in there, and then Demon Zella tie it, and then Boss doing Boss things. Like,
it all sounds standard to me.
It's wild. This is a fun part of the world record history to look at here, just because it goes so fast, so quickly. It's so similar in a lot of ways to how MBR was just busted completely open.
Yeah, it's fun to see a gold rush happen live, honestly.
Yeah. Maybe one day the two of us won't be on the outside looking in, but
maybe if one could happen during like school break, I think that would be ideal, and not in the middle of when I'm like as busy as seemingly possible.
Like, man, I got a job to work.
Hey, that's it is what it is, man. You gotta take it as it comes, get what you can get. So
gotta do what you can. Gotta do what you can. Well, I'm kind of looking forward to learning the strat eventually whenever I get back to PD. Like, it looks kind of fun.
Yeah, should be easy time cuts for you specifically.
Yeah,
certainly.
And like it doesn't seem like it can't be that bad if this many people are getting this good this fast.
Yeah, no.
Like it can't be that infeasible.
No, it doesn't look hard at all. Like you just need to know like how to do it and where to go. Like in the void, everything else, like none of it looks hard.
Yeah.
I was looking and I was like, ooh, I get to cut like a whole minute of my total time just on Infil. Like, this sounds amazing.
Yeah. Pretty clean cut. Pretty clean cut. And I have what, like an easy 30 seconds of time save on PA now.
Easy.
Going from 205.
205, yeah.
Yeah.
You could cut like 45 seconds off if you really wanted to.
You know, as much as I maybe aspire to be boss, yeah, no, not happening. Yeah. Highly unlikely. Highly unlikely.
Unlikely, but not impossible.
Not impossible. No, I've seen some crazy stuff happen, but no.
Yeah, I saw Boss Horde. I've seen some shit. So.
No kidding. Oh goodness. Oh yeah. obviously, I imagine there'll be more to say about Infil here next time, because I imagine we're not fully done.
Yeah, and they're not fully done with Infil. I guarantee you that. So we'll see some more
Yeah, and
for sure.
no one's worked out viability on the LTKs yet, so there may be maybe a nice juicy bone there.
Yeah, probably gonna try and get that bone. Just a little heads up.
Yeah, as soon as you get the chance. Have you
Mm.
got your setup up yet? Or are you still not?
No, because I know what'll happen if I do, so I'm just not doing it.
That's fair. I get that.
I'm saving me from myself. I'm just not doing it.
I can respect that.
Oh man. Ooh.
I'm just
Well, that concludes-
realizing now that Hot Cold Man is on Infil leaders.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the Infil leaderboard has been completely rewritten. It's all clips now.
Yep. It is completely different now.
That's wild.
It's Ace is not even on it. That's what's nutty about it.
Yeah, so much for popular leader.
Mm-hmm. Well.
Yeah, that's the only one he doesn't have in Perfect Dark.
Dang. I think. Dang, let's do something else. I think that actually encompasses Infil. I think we got it.
Yeah, I think it's covered there.
All right. Well,
cool.
Well, that concludes our discussion on amalgamates. We'll move on to the next subject, which is well, this is more catered to your angle. Let's let you have this one.
You know, I'm gonna put a call out. If you know how to get this GE XBLA shit running on my PC, send me a DM and
hit his line.
Help me do it because I'm bad with technology, and please explain it to me in the simplest terms possible. My keep in mind that my PC likes to pretend I don't have administrative rights to do things, even though I built it from the fucking ground up. So keep in mind that while I do try to be not an idiot, technology does not like me as much as I try to figure it out. So if you know how to get it started, I actually really want to try it out. Give it a shot.
You ever think about the fact that we actually got Mario Party 2 NetPlay to work with Samo?
Dude, that was amazing. We need to do it again, and I don't remember. We had so many bug fixes we had to do, and dude, imagine a world where I can play Mario Party, N64 Mario Party, with Samo on the other side of the fucking planet.
And it was laggy, but it was honestly playable.
It was amazing. Big fan.
It was wild.
But yeah, someone hook me up and help me get it set up with as few burnt brain cells as possible, please. But I do want to try to give that a try. And it looks pretty awesome actually. Obviously, if I don't know if I've flat out said it, we're talking about GoldenEye and its canceled XBLA, remaster. In the same vein that PD was remastered and released for XBLA, which has been around now for quite a while. I think it looks pretty good. I'm subscribed to Dusky's YouTube channel, so I see whenever he uploads PBs. So I've seen a lot of his. That's pretty much all of the gameplay that I've seen are Dusky
from his end.
Dusky XBLA runs, getting some classics, Silo Agent 55 and Streets 111,
The easy stuff,
Because the biggest thing is that besides the fact that it obviously runs at a good frame rate, which means that just by it in and of itself you're going to have faster times. One of the nicest things is that you no longer have to pause to pull out equipment, which is
that's big.
That's like a holy grail in GoldenEye speedrunning. Like being able to potentially not have to pause to pull out equipment. It seems like it's not a holy grail that's ever going to be found, but like that would save a huge amount of time if it ever was, because then we just don't have to pause. We just don't, and that's a lot of time saved right there for GoldenEye. So that's why it's like Silo 55 and all those other things, because even though you can't warp doors and the like anymore, which by the way saves a lot of time and people just kind of ignore it, the whole being able to swap equipment without pausing is huge as far as time saving, like even quality of life goes.
Yeah, and I mean, it's so strong to be able to just pull the equipment without pausing. I know how much GE players hate pausing. They tell me all about it all the time, so they must really hate it.
It's annoying that it costs time. That's the biggest thing. Like,
yeah,
we meme about it in PD because like it doesn't really cost that much time. You can get away with it, but like we can't do that with GoldenEye.
Well, in PD, it's like the barter system. It's like, okay, you trade me like some micro time, and I will trade you some consistency. So it's like a give and take that you opt into.
Mm-hmm.
But GE is just like it's all give. Like there's no take back. It's like, I'm just taking 2 seconds from you. Like, what do I get? And they've already left. It's like, oh, okay. Well, I get nothing. So, it's really weird that the team that did the GE like remake or remaster, whatever you want to call it, like they didn't do the aesthetic choice of like they did in the PD one, where they made Elvis look like a horror film. They didn't do that with like Val or something, where they just made him look like a xenomorph for no reason.
I mean, I always held the opinion that the N64 Val model looks perfectly like the actor. Like it's an accurate it's accurate. So
it's pretty close, yeah. But the game, I mean, it looks like it runs well. I'm sure it's fun. I wonder how weird it is to like move around the strafe on the 360 controller. Because I remember when I tried PD XBLA, like with my current knowledge, like I played it back then and I wouldn't know any better. But I played it with like my current knowledge and it felt so like weird. I was like, this like I can't control this. Is so weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, hopefully I'll be able to share some firsthand experience maybe by next episode, but we'll see.
Like someone like this who's like, because I saw like, because I'm subscribed to Mowgli's and he had like Silo 57 on Asian. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, so yeah. Mowgli's knows his way around a 360 pad. It makes sense.
Yep.
And then someone like, I don't know if he has it or no, he has. Yeah, he has played it. Like. This is perfect for someone like SRT. This is his element for sure. Now, other than that, like it's cool that this came to light. It's cool that they added new multiplayer maps. I thought that was dope.
Yeah. Yeah, never been much of the GE multi guy, but I was always more PD multi.
Oh, same here, but it's cool to see like, oh, they're just playing.
Yeah,
they're playing a map. They're playing multiplayer on like Dan and things like that. But definitely didn't have maps before. So like that was just neat. That was a neat little addition they put in that I can appreciate. So cool to finally see, because we obviously knew it existed, but it's cool to see it, leak, and then. I wonder where we go from here, because it feels like there's more to the story that we haven't gotten yet. So I wonder what we're getting next after this.
Who's to say?
Well, I think someone could say, because I think people know, but like they're not privy to like speak on it. So we just gotta wait.
Yep. Well, I think finally, nearly. How long has this section been going on? Okay. An hour and a half to get through all the stuff that's happened. In the
It's
last.
honestly better than I thought it was going to be.
I was. To be fair, we still have to get through the rest of everything else, but that
Okay.
does.
Yeah.
That brings us.
That shouldn't be as insane.
That brings us to the end of our discussion of Amalgamates, and we are now ready to move forward into other games, and it's been pretty exciting there as well. Cheese
again, perfect time to take a vacation.
Yes, Cheese grabbing back the SM64 120 record from Simply. Apparently playing a lot of Call of Duty apparently increases your Mario skill, as he was able to come back and get it pretty quick. Back from the lad Simply, who, by the way, I will shout out to Simply. He's been putting out some good content lately.
Yeah, loving it actually.
Give him a sub if you're looking for some more speedrunning goodness. His recent documentary on Damageless 120 star was amazing. But Cheese reclaiming that. More Mario action. Miniland grabbing a low 455 world record in SMB1.
Real quick before we get into the
yes.
the meat of Miniland, shout outs to Perry for getting his first 139 in SM64.
Yes. But so Miniland now is going for 454, which is there's a good chance that is the that's probably the last second barrier to be broken potentially.
At this current stages, because even with tasks only in left and right, things that are banned, like pushing left and right at the same time.
Yeah.
Even with those strategies, 450, I think 453, the highest 453 possible is possible using illegal strategies. So definitely for the most known humanly possible things, 454 would be it. It would be the exclamation point.
Yeah, so that's exciting to watch for. Keep an eye out on I think he's Australian. I could be wrong about that. Or British or something.
Why are Australians so fucking sick?
He's not American, but his primary language is English, and he has an accent. Whether it's something England or something Australian, I am probably going to get a lot of hate for not knowing off the top of my head.
Oh man, they're gonna come at you in the comment section for sure.
Don't care. And then, of course, what would an episode of PTR be without a new Ocarina of Time 100% record?
Yes.
ZFG grabbing a 3:05:46. Nearly a 3-minute PB and world record.
We're walking our way to the dream of 25959.
Yes. There's they're kind of floating around the idea of working on a new route, because a reroute of any variety and finding some new time save in that sense has a good chance of bringing the possibility of sub 3 into view. Because right now, the way the run stands, sub 3 is kind of not going to happen. Just because it's, a 3-hour long run and it's a crazy run. But so there's talk of potentially working on a reroute, which could make sub 3 a reality. And I imagine if it becomes a reality, ZFG is going to go for it. And whether he's the first to get it or not, who knows? But he will definitely get it.
Absolutely. Do you think he'll get the sub 3 club achievement on the Elite website when he gets it?
We should give it to him.
I think we should.
We should
give it to him.
make a ZFG account and just award the sub 3 achievement to him. That would actually be kind of like a cool thing to do. If I was in charge of the Elite, I'd do that. So
absolutely, yes. But we're not in charge like today.
No, make me in charge by then, and then we're good to go.
It's not up to us. But we would do it.
You can trust us.
We would do it, and it's the thought that counts.
You can trust us. And then, last but not least, this literally broke earlier today. I was sitting on my couch watching some YouTube, playing Animal Crossing, and the current video I was watching ended, and it showed up my recommendeds, and there was a Bismuth video actively premiering. And I got in like almost right at the start of the premiere. I only missed like the first minute or so of the video. Talking about how walls work. In Mario Kart 64. And of course, some people forget to properly code walls so that people can't just go through them in some circumstances. So there are ways to get through some walls. It's not affected very many courses. It's pretty much exclusively affected. Crap, what are they? I don't know my MK64. Luigi Raceway and Mario Raceway. Is that one? Is that one that exists? It's Mario Raceway.
Oh, look.
Yes, it's Mario Raceway.
Okay. Okay, good. Because I don't know half the names of the Mario Kart track.
Yeah, and so what's happened basically is, you remember our boy QWERTY with the Toad Turnpike record.
Mm-hmm.
A similar thing was found on, I believe Mario Raceway. Or no, Luigi Raceway. Yes, Luigi Raceway. Something similar was found on the Luigi Raceway where you just run into the wall right by the finish line, and if you run into the wall very aggressively, it will think that you're on the other side of the wall for a frame, which will give you a half lap, and then you can complete a lap. So Abney actually very recently got a .38 fast lap record, and I watched him get a new 3-lap record, 32 something, literally while we were recording this.
Of course.
So it's an active process. And then the other one, Mario Raceway, has a Depot Warp style thing where you can just run very aggressively into a corner, and if everything's lined up properly, you can just go through the corner, which eventually will save a lot of time. But there's still no one, I don't think yet, has gotten any runs with that. So stay tuned. That may happen here in the near future. But exciting times. So if you want to get the chance of a MK64 record, QWERTY, now's the chance.
Yeah, that little subliminal message thrown in. Yeah, listen, the three things you get from us on a consistent basis is the trifecta. You get the ZFG, and you get the Mario Kart, and you get Bismuth. So
Yes.
those are the three things we gonna talk about because we like those guys.
Make it 4 things, and that 4th thing be the person of the pod.
Oh, who's it gonna be this time? I'm dying to find out.
You picked him, so you tell me.
I did pick him. Okay. So when you So when you think of the color yellow, I can't remember what wordplay you used at the league draft. So fuck it. I'm just gonna say Bands. It's Bands. Bands is the person in the pod.
I probably said something about bananas.
You did, and I was trying to think of it, but my memory's not that good.
Yeah.
So I couldn't think of the speech, so I abandoned it. I ejected. I was like, I'm out. But yeah, Bands is an ultramate, just cool dude, insane player, insane jungle player. If you want to be hyper specific, but just insane player overall.
Mm-hmm.
Just makes insanely helpful bots for people for the fun of it. Makes cool ass spreadsheets for League, and he's like, "Hey, do you want to use this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll use that. Thank you. That sounds amazing." And his Flex Seal segment almost killed me. It was so funny.
That was so good.
Just a good player, cool and funny dude, all around. And I know his face now, so cheers to you, Bands. I'm a fan.
Big Bands fans here in this channel.
Yeah, I formally endorse Bands for sure.
For sure. All right, looking at the Q&A now. Again, submit your questions for us. Please. Although I will say our regular provider, QWERTY, is coming through yet again. Very reliable, that man.
It's good to have a rock to lean on.
Yes. First one, and we were talking about this but before we started recording. First one, so for those that don't know, I should probably explain this so it actually makes sense. For those that don't know, I have a quote bot on my stream that is maintained in my Discord and everything. And we can add quotes to it and pull quotes. And so I have a quote database of, I believe, 1,356 quotes. Getting close to that 1,500 mark.
It's a lot.
Yes. Over the last, almost getting close on 3 years now of adding quotes to the database, which is mind-blowing to me. And QWERTY's question is the top 3 quotes from the database. And, I mean, there's so many, it's so hard to pick.
Okay. So, let's go through the mechanics of why this is actually impossible to do. This is 1,356. How do you even pick it'd be hard to do like a top 25.
Yeah.
How do you do 3?
There's just too many good ones.
You know, some of them, they're good, without context, and some of them are even better if you actually know the context.
And most of these we've forgotten the context because it's been years.
Yeah, anything below 500, I'm not sure I know the context. There's no... Well, no, I take that back. I see one I know the context of, but...
There's just so many.
What have you got? What do you got?
Let's go through some of the classics first.
Yeah, let's get some bangers.
Quote 500 is a Samo quote. It's iconic. I'm literally so tilted, my brain is upside down in my head, and now I'm retarded. That is just classic Samo goodness. Every Samo quote in here is a banger.
Yeah.
Oh, where's the one? Where's the one?
Surprising nobody, actually.
Where's the one of you talking about Clem? That one's so funny. Hold up.
Oh, that's the one where it's that was the one where it said, can't wait for Clem to hold his newborn son and say, dude, I caked it.
Yes, that's it. Quote 971. That one's so good. Oh my god. There's just too many good ones.
I like half the ones I have are just me roasting QWERTY for being a child.
Oh, where's the 119? Get 119 on control. I don't care. Just play a different level.
Well, you see, that's a callback to League 2018 and
Yeah.
Amalgamates, because that was when he was playing for damn 119 for like 2 weeks straight and not getting it, or however long it took. And I was just like, mate, you need to help me. I'm dying out.
And then there's the Earfolds quote. S1 is like 5 moments of pure hatred punctuated by long sections of nothing.
That's a good one. Oh, I like Cordy saved enough lunch money for a capture card. I like that one.
I mean, what is Sterling Neblet's real name?
Like, I thought Sterling Neblet was a.
Oh my god,
An
there's
alias.
just there's too many good ones, man. Like I could just scroll through the entire database and just find some random quote, and it's probably funny. Is Joanna just Bond's persona?
What?
Oh my god.
What do we got? What else we got?
Do you think it's easier to kill a mockingbird on PAL because of the lag? I don't remember that quote at all. I haven't seen some of these quotes literally since they were added.
I like this one where it's like, he better be alive or I'll kill him. That's a good one.
She typed craft with a hard R.
What?
You said that. I don't know why.
But, I mean, okay. It sounds like something I would say, but I don't know why I said it.
West Coast is done. Very bad.
Very bad. Fuck West Coast.
Literally,
Fuck
we
Pauli.
could do an entire episode of us just scrolling through the quote database. Oh, I have to leave with the Kaido quote. That has to be.
Oh,
We'll end it.
yeah.
We'll end it on that.
Yeah, that's an eternal classic.
We'll end on that one. Kaido on. Oh, we even have the date for this. Kaido live on his stream, June 8th, 2018. Can a vegan eat a cum shot? And we'll leave it at that.
Put your answer to that in the comments. Let's get a discussion going on that.
All right. So
we still don't know.
Yeah. The never-ending debate. 3 years running. Okay, next question. Worst method of transportation.
Okay. So, objectively worse method of transportation is probably boat.
Mm-hmm.
My least favorite, personally, is a plane. I hate flying, but it's not objectively worse because it's like the best.
I like flying.
Nah, I turn into a pure coward on the airplane. Not to be fair, I haven't flown enough. That's probably like the reason.
Yeah, I've flown so many times. I flew young. I did a solo flight back home from the Wild West 2 summers ago. So my answer, worst method of transportation. Gravity.
Look at you thinking outside the box.
Not
Not bad. Yeah, that 9.82 meters per second squared hits different when you fall off the roof.
Last question. Most Irrel water brand.
Okay. This is open to shut case. It's a Deer Park spring water. It tastes like the most kick-ass like tobacco water shit of all time. It's awful. Don't ever drink it.
Hold up. I think Deer Park Spring. All right, let's see. Images.
It's called Deer Park. It sounds like a trailer, mate.
You know what? I don't think we have that this far north.
Good. Don't get it.
It might just be
Don't
called
in-
something else.
Don't
Oh, it's
import
called. I think it's called Ice Mountain here.
Don't drink it.
Yeah, it's not. It's not good. It's not
No,
great.
see? It's okay, you have a frame of reference. You know it's not
Yeah.
good.
I'll double down on that. I'll double down on that.
Get him out of here. No good.
All right. Well, we are finally,
Ooh.
you know, our longest episode. I think. Well, have we gone 2.5 hours? I don't think we have we?
No, we haven't.
Okay. Well, we're at 2:15 right now.
Yeah, easily the longest.
But it is time to wrap things up. But before we can do that, we need the trivia answer from 2 hours ago, if you remember it.
Yeah, if you remember it, but in case you don't, we'll run it back. So who's the last person to get Defection 6 as a world record? And you said it was who?
I said Heitkamer.
Well, the last person to get it was Chuya, actually.
Oh. Wow.
Chuya was the last 6. He got it on September 26th, 2009.
Heitkamer wasn't even around in 2010. I tried.
Hey, it was worth a stab. You know what I
It
mean?
was. It was. There are worse guesses I could have made.
I'm pretty sure that on one of your trivia questions I made like a worse guess on, so I think you're all right.
That's fair. We'll take that. Well, that brings us to the end of an episode. Very, very eventful. Who knows what the next couple weeks will hold up until the next one. We'll be
Well,
we'll be 75% protected from COVID then.
we're getting closer to that elusive 100.
We'll be there soon, but
I will say that since we're back recording again, I'm sure it will just go back to being boring and quiet again.
this is true. As soon as we're like, all right, we need to postpone by a week, and then everyone's like, okay, so now is when we do everything.
Yeah, they're like, get them, go, get them now.
Now everyone's
Listen.
conspiring. They gotta be boring now, so that we'll finally do top 5 worst guards.
Oh, the highly anticipated, I'm sure. Yeah, listen, you guys think you're slick. You're not. No, we're on to you.
Never assume we're not watching. We are always watching. We know.
Mm.
I know you're hoarding. You filthy viewer. You.
Not again. Not again. I think we're gonna get. The government to raid BK's hard drive in his home. He has to be stopped. He just has to be stopped.
Class action lawsuit on BK's Times page.
Listen, bring it back another Samuel classic. Audit BK's hard drive.
Audit BK's hard drive. Oh God. Well, this was fun. Thus concludes our discussion of Amalgamates.
Yes, indeed.
Best of luck out there in the world. Stay safe, stay warm. It's been pretty cold recently if you're up in the north. Shout out to potential negative temperatures next week. Still more snow. It's a good time. Personally, I like it. I understand if you don't. Two very different worlds here.
No, I prefer 60 instead of 6, personally.
Well, 60's good. It's when it gets to the 90 plus the 100, and I'm like, no.
I'll take 96, but I'm different.
This is true. This is why we live on different ends of the country. Built different. Okay.
Very much so.
Well, I'll say goodbye forever at least.
All right. Well, good luck to everybody on the runs and the grinds. Get this bag and this W in 2021, and goodbye forever.